Welcome to the webinar. Great to have everybody here today. Great to see everybody jumping into the chat, welcoming each other, and introducing yourself as you join today's webinar. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Tell me a little bit about your business. Tell me a little bit about what you do and who you serve. That way I can put some context in today's webinar and make sure that I give examples that make sense to you. How's everybody doing? Welcome. How's everybody? Hey, Dr. Joella, great to have you here. We got Jenny in the chat as well, who's our mayor of Ninja Town. Hey, Stephanie, welcome. Stephanie's a marketer for a management consulting firm. Great to have you here, Stephanie. Hey, Jason, great to have you here. Jason Goodwin from the Bay Area in California. Sharon, what's going on? Sharon says, I own a small business that enables people to connect, adapt, and thrive in the workplace through assessment-based selection and development assessment. I love it. This is kind of a little bit of my wheelhouse. I used to be a school teacher for a very long time, 13 years, as well as my co-founder, Nicole. Guys, as we join into the webinar, please go ahead, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, who you serve. I'm really excited to be teaching today's workshop on how to sell more of your courses, get more students into your courses, fixing my camera here, right, into your courses. So through the power of webinars, I'm going to show you a system, a step-by-step system that you can use to qualify leads, to convert them, and make sure that you can deliver seamlessly. So I'm really excited to be delivering this. This is actually quite jam-packed. So I highly encourage you to have a paper and pen next to you or a note-taking app so that you can take down notes and write down some things that you're gonna apply as soon as this is over, so that you can be able to take action and make use of today's workshop. Hey, Bill, great to have you here. Bill Dow. We got as well Jason sharing that I sell a program that helps business build business credit. I love that. Awesome. Christy, welcome. I'm a speech coach for non-native speakers of English. I love this. If you don't know Christy, I used to teach English as a second language, so I used to teach a lot of students that are learning English as their second language. Pretty straightforward. Hey, Sharon, great. Thanks for sharing there. We have Heather. Hey, Heather, welcome. For the course, I'm looking to build cybersecurity awareness for the people side. The practices for very small businesses and nonprofits. Huge these days. Hackers are all over the place. Spammers. It's just it's an epidemic, really. So thanks, Heather, for your efforts there. Guys, as we get started, I want you to do me a favor. Right now in the chat, I want you to tell me what would be a win for you today. What are you looking to gain out of today's workshop? Why did you sign up in the first place? What do you want to, like, if you got one thing out of today's workshop, what would it be that would make you leave happy and content? So what would be a win for you today? Jot it down in the chat right now real quick before we kick off and get started. Hey, Adam, great to have you here. I run a social enterprise work program for youth experience homelessness, looking for new ways to sell products. Love it, Adam. Sharon, we are a B2B serving for-profit and nonprofit organizations from individuals to Fortune 500s. Great to have you here, Sharon. Hey, Jesse, welcome. I'm the reigning National American Miss Arkansas. Awesome. Congrats. I create children's leadership curriculum that teaches them character lessons. It shapes them for better leaders from a younger age. I love our young age. Love it. Hey, Claude, great to have you here. Hey, Victoria from Tucson, Arizona. Speaker, educator, entrepreneur. Love it. Good stuff. All right, let's kick off and let's get started. And let me know what would be a win for you today. Pop it in the chat. Make sure that you have it here. Okay. Heather's saying I'm looking for a platform options for selling the course. Also, a host for a free version that could be widely shared without great costs to my business. Sharon says simple steps for implementing an online course that increases revenue. Christy says I want to know when to start marketing the course. Do I wait until I build a few, build it up, or just start with the first one? I love this, Christy. I'm going to mark this as a question so that I make sure that I answer it during Q&A. Adam, new ideas on how to sell online so I can make a plan for next year. Love it. Okay, let's kick it off. All right, so I wanted to start with just some facts, right? I'm going to get really transparent. If anybody's been on a webinar with me, you know that I'm just very straight to the point, and I want to honor your time and make sure that you get the most out of today's session. So I just want to flat out, I'm not this webinar is a little bit different. I'm not running a webinar to sell you a course on how to sell courses. Okay, this is not what this is. Okay, I'm not selling you a course. I'm actually going to show you a system of how you can leverage the power of webinars and our software so that you can sell your course. So just want to be transparent and show you a little bit behind the scenes. There's no hype here. I'm not selling the dream here. I'm not telling you that you can move to Thailand and have cocktails all day. Today's content is based on data, on real experiences, on facts of over 20,000 users that have used our software. This is really where I'm going to drive my argument today, is through what really works, rather than what if I told you? Remember how many times you hear that in a webinar? What if I told you that you can have the life of your dreams? No, that's not what this is today. Okay. I'm going to teach you the what, the why, and the how. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Okay. I'm not going to say, this is why this is so important. This is all the pain points you're experiencing. Don't you hate it? Well, if you want to learn how to fix it, then you're going to have to sign up for this program. No, this is not that. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, everything. Okay. If this sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up in the chat. If this sounds like something that you're interested in getting into today, let me know. Give me a fire, give me an emoji, give me anything. Jeff does affiliate marketing. Great to have you here, Jeff. So this is my promise to you guys, okay? I'm going to give you a complete system. I underline complete system because it's literally everything you need to consistently get new students buying your online course, okay? The problem with a lot of people that sell online courses or programs or trainings is they often have maybe a flurry of students, or most of their students sign up during the launch of the course, and then they don't have any steady way or any consistent way to bring in new students so that they can continue to sell their course and serve their audience and spread their message. So I'm going to show you a system that is not something I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm just taking practices that work in different industries and different businesses and applying them to online courses. I'm using practices that actually work because they have data that's backed up behind it. So today, that's my promise to you. I'm going to show you that complete system. Okay. Hey, Victoria. I love to have you. Love what you do here. Integrated learning techniques are my base. So I need a proper host. Victoria, are you talking about like a host to host your webinars? Let me know in the chat. Okay. So guys, so you know, the chat that we're in right now, this is our chance to engage with each other. So go back and forth with me. Okay. And with each other in the chat. If you do have a question, there is a questions tab right next to the chat tab. Submit your questions there. You can also upvote questions. Okay. You can also upvote questions. If you like a question and you think that, oh, that's a question I want answered first, go ahead and upvote it. So submit your questions in the questions tab. And of course, you can chat with me as well in the chat. So looking forward to chatting with you throughout today's webinar. And remember, there's no stupid questions or oversimplistic questions. All questions are welcomed. I'm here to help you. This is all about you guys. You're going to get what you put into today's webinar. So this is your chance to ask questions and get them answered. It doesn't matter if it's about business or courses or selling or webinars or whatever it is. Okay. Jumping right in. Let's find out if this workshop today is going to be a good fit for you. Do you have an online course or would like to create one? If the answer is yes, then you're in the right place, okay? Are you not sure how to attract the perfect students? This is really critical because often we try to market to everybody, so therefore we don't market to anybody, all right? We try to talk to everybody, and unfortunately, not everybody is your perfect student or your perfect client or customer. Are you struggling with how to attract those perfect students? Okay. Are you frustrated with maybe Frankensteining a whole bunch of different tools to sell your course? Whether it's putting together sales pages or opt-ins or trying to qualify people or doing calls, you're using all these different kinds of tools and technologies to try to make it all happen. If you're frustrated with this, you're going to be in for a nice surprise today. Okay. Are you struggling with not enough students and sales? Maybe you had sales at one point, but they died down, or maybe you haven't had a good influx of sales yet, and you'd like to have some, okay? And then lastly, Do you want to optimize? Maybe you have a good system. Maybe you are selling your course properly and you feel like you're doing all right, but maybe you just want to optimize this and simplify this and make your setup a little easier. Mainly maybe because you want to off-board it or hand it over to somebody else that you might want to hire or somebody on your team. You don't have to manage it anymore. Okay. I see a bunch of yeses in the chat, which is great. If this resonates with you, give me a yes, give me a thumbs up, give me something just so I know that I'm dropping things that you are resonating with. Victoria says I do copy, and I'm from cool. I got it. And Jeff, thank you so much. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Sharon, Claude, love it. Okay, so this is what we've discovered over the years, working with a lot of coaches and creators, that there are three big problems when it comes to selling your course, right? Or selling your programs or coaching or training. When I say course today, you could exchange out with coaching or training or, live courses, cohorted courses, whatever it may be, okay? These are the three main problems. Number one, not enough warm leads, not enough people coming in, and warm is very important. It's very easy to have cold leads, just throw some ads on Facebook, people that never heard of you, but not enough people that are actually one step away from buying, right? They just need a few pieces of information to be convinced I'm ready to buy, right? Can't consistently convert those leads into customers. You don't have a consistent way, a go-to way to say, I have a bunch of leads, I have an email list, I have something that I can go ahead and invite them to something and convert them into customers. You don't have like a easy way to kind of just say, okay, and now I need sales and let me go ahead and convert them. And then lastly, no retention or LTV strategy. LTV stands for lifetime value, right? A lot of people, they sell courses, but they don't really think about their course as a part of a greater business, right? At the end of the day, you need to retain your customers and increase the lifetime value of how much they spend with you so your business can grow. A lot of people think that, oh, I just need more customers. That's true. It's great to have more customers, but you're actually not leveraging the customers you already have or had, right? You want to be able to offer them more solutions and more products and more coaching and more courses to increase the value that they are. So instead of them just spending $200, they spend $3,000 over the course of the lifetime of being with you. Does that make sense? This is three big problems that a lot of people go through, and we're going to solve them in today's webinar. Okay. Awesome stuff. Let me know in the chat. Tell me leads, convert, or LTV. Let me know in the chat right now, which one of these three are your biggest problem or the one that you really want to work on the most. Okay. Let me know. Jack says leads. Jeff says recurring or repeat customers. Sharon says leads. Adam says leads. Okay. What else? Convert. Right. Convert, then LTV. Claude says Christy, convert. Okay, good. It's a good variety here. All right. Long-term value. I love it. Convert. Great. All right. For those who don't know me, have never heard about me, have never seen me, let me know. Put in the chat like I'm new here. I'm new. All right. That's okay. I'm not going to be offended. I still eat my humble pie every morning. But I was an educator for 20 years. I was a teacher, a trainer. I was teaching English as a second language in the classroom. This is what I did for a living. 5 days a week, I would go to the class and teach 5 classes. This is what I did. In 2012, I became a full-time entrepreneur. I was side hustling. I was building businesses on the side for 10 years as a teacher. And then I became a full-time entrepreneur in 2012. I became a digital course creator. I created a course called the $100 MBA, which also has a podcast with that name, the $100 MBA Show, which won Best of iTunes and has been one of the top 20 business podcasts in over 30 countries. We had over 200 million downloads in the last 8 years. So it's been pretty crazy. But this is what I do. I teach on the podcast every day. I teach lessons. But I also run the software company called WebinarNinja. This is kind of where I spend most of my time. And the reason why I created WebinarNinja is because I wanted an easy way to be able to teach online and be able to sell my courses and be able to show people what I have to offer easily without having to jump through hoops and let the technology kind of fade in the background. So this is a little bit about me and why I'm here today and why I'm teaching you this workshop. So what is the online course sales machine, which is the system I'm going to teach you today? Okay, this is the system that I've created to make it very simple for you to do 3 things. And these 3 things are kind of like a flywheel. They feed into each other. And the first step of the system is to attract the right students, the right customers. Okay. Um, the second step is to convert those people into actual customers. So you attract them, you convert them, and then lastly, you're going to retain them. You're going to keep them happy. You're going to make sure that you can sell them more things and be able to give them more value. By the way, a lot of people have maybe uneasy feelings about this. How many of you feel like, oh, am I just trying to, sell them more things that they don't need? Maybe they don't want it. Maybe maybe I'm being greedy. How many of you have these feelings of guilt or maybe about selling more product to more people, right? And one of the ways I've kind of learned or improved this mindset of myself is, listen, if somebody has a problem, if somebody has a pain point and you have a solution to that pain point, it's actually your duty to actually help them out. And when they compensate you for it, when they give you money for it, this is just to compensate you for the effort that it takes for you to translate, to take that information and give it to them, right? To transfer that information. So, and by the way, we're consumers on the other side of this all the time. Like, I'm on a MacBook, I'm wearing an Apple Watch, I have an iPhone, right? I have an iPad over there, right? It's not by chance. Apple just says, "Hey, you have a problem? I got another solution. You need a new phone? I got this phone called the iPhone. Need a new laptop? We got laptops," right? So they're just solving different problems, because when a customer is happy with your product or service, right? They're going to be like, "Hey, thanks so much. You solved my problem. You helped me. I got other problems I need help with. Can you help me with there?" Like, they're dying for that help. So don't feel so bad to retain these customers. Okay. So, and then that feeds into attracting new customers again, because when you have happy customers, what do? They talk about you. They tell people, they share word of mouth, but also they give you great testimonials. They give you great case stories so that you can use that to market and sell your courses again. Okay. So this is what the system's all about. This is kind of like the building blocks of the online course sales machines. Let's start with attract. How do we attract the perfect students? Okay. Tell me right now in the chat how you attract the perfect students right now. How do you bring in your students right now? What are the things you've been trying? What are the things that you've been doing? Doesn't matter if they're working or not. Just pop them in there. Okay. Tell me. I'm just reading the chat here. Awesome stuff, guys. Hey, Sharon. I want to make sure I'm selling to the right audience and managing the online reputation matching. You're going to love this then, Sharon. You're going to love this. Good stuff. Word of mouth. Okay. Market sophisticated research. Heather says recommendations based on relationships, word of mouth referrals. Okay. BuzzSumo. Okay. Any pre-qualified, exclude those who are not served. Okay, good. Word of mouth. All right. So a lot of this is solid, guys. This is, a lot of businesses do this. This is not like right or wrong, but what we want to do is we want to create a system that we don't have to rely on other people. Like, we want something that's completely in our control, that we can, increase the volume, lower the volume, that kind of stuff. We can't control word of mouth, right? Hopefully people do that. And that's kind of a byproduct of a great product. But we want to be able to tap into something that we can do over and over again, repeatable system. So this is what I want to show you today. So one of the best ways to be able to attract the perfect students, and the first step in this process, is you have to define what a perfect student is. Who is your perfect client? Who is the person that would be perfect for your course? Do you know them perfectly? Can you describe this person in your head right now? Can you actually write down a description of who is this perfect client, right? So this is the first step in this 3-step process of attracting the perfect students. So I'm going to give you an example of how you define your perfect student, our ideal customer, right, Jeff? Right? So first, you have to know, who are they exactly? What is their situation like? What are they worried about? What are their pains? What are their fears? And what would make them feel better right now? Now, I have this picture of yoga because I'm going to give you an example, right? For example, I'm on the computer about 14 hours a day, right? And sometimes I have some back pain because of that, and I have to stand up and try to do all the exercises that Dr. Joella shows me with her ergonomic lessons and exercises. You should definitely check her out. And so I would love to learn how to alleviate this pain, but I'm not great at yoga. I'm a beginner, right? This is who I am. I'm describing who I am. But I'm an athlete. I play basketball. I'm not afraid of exercise. I do other exercise. But when it comes to yoga, I don't like going to classes because I don't know the poses. It's weird. They say eagle pose. I don't know what that looks like. I'm like 3 steps behind every time they do a pose, all that kind of stuff, right? So that's who I am. And I've tried to do that. Doesn't work. Online really doesn't work for me. So I'm defining a little bit about who I am. I'm worried about my back pain getting worse. I'm worried about looking foolish in front of a class. What would make me feel better right now is some relief in my back pain and feel better and spend a day where I forget about that pain in my back. Okay. So I'm just defining right now who I am. All right. The second thing is we're going to create some value for this person. Now that I know exactly who I'm trying to attract, I'm going to create something of value for them. I'm going to create something that, that would be perfect for this customer that they will really need and resonate with, right? And then lastly, I'm going to put this piece of value together. I'm going to show you what that means, right? So I'm going to give you an example real quick, okay, of what I'm talking about. How do I create something of value? So a simple thing would be like, I want something short and sweet for them to be able to consume that is perfect for them, which is like a short PDF. Why do I want a short PDF? No more than 3 pages. Why? Why not 300 pages? 300 pages is better, right? Let me know in the chat. Why do you think I say 3 pages? Okay. Let me know. I want to know. Attention span. Okay, good. That's my attention span, Adam says. What else? Uh, you think I want to do? So what one of the reasons why we want to keep it short and sweet is because how many of you have signed up for something, saw that it's a maybe a 40-minute video, and you're like, oh, I'll watch this later. Saw that this white pages was 50 pages. I'll download it and read it sometime other. I'll bookmark this thread on Twitter or whatever it is, right? So we don't want them to shelve it. We want them to consume it right away, right? The point here is that we want them to consume the content right away because I need them to get a win right away. I need to build that relationship as soon as possible. Instant gratification. Love it. All right. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay. And I'll just go full screen here just so you can see. So this is a PDF that a yoga instructor could create to help me, the client, right? 3 beginner yoga poses that feel great. Literally, it's just child pose, cat pose, and corpse, right? Or shavasana, right? And it just tells them exactly what to do with 3 poses. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this is very simplistic, Omar. This is good. This is enough value. Well, we're going to combine this with something else that's going to really drive this home. But the point here is that I need them. I don't want to overwhelm them. I don't want to give them everything and confuse them. I want to give them something just enough for them to say, wow, I think that feel better. Wow, that was easy. And alleviate all the problems I just talked about. Remember, I talked about these problems here, right? Where like I don't know how to do these poses, they're confusing. I'm a beginner, right? I'm again addressing my perfect customer. So the first thing we're going to do here is that we're going to create a short PDF, like I showed you. Okay. The second thing is we're going to shoot a 5-minute video. Okay. And then we're going to put these all together into what's called a Watch Now webinar. And I'll show you all those steps right now. I'm going to walk you through. Okay. Because we want to attract the perfect client. We got to put content out there that attracts this person, the person that actually wants this, right? And ideally, this PDF or this piece of content that you're putting together is very much aligned with your course or your training. It could be very much like maybe the first lesson or the first module of your course. Okay, it could be something like that, so that it's perfectly aligned with what's coming next. Okay, so what we want to do is shoot a 5-minute video. What is this 5-minute video? It's very simple. I'm just going to share my screen and explain this PDF. So I can literally, if I wanted to, I could just run a live webinar as a practice webinar, and do exactly what I'm doing right now. The webinar will be recorded automatically, and I can just walk through in the 5 minutes. I can say, hey, thank you so much for opting in. Thanks so much for signing up. You could download this PDF right on this page. I'm going to walk you through it right now, right? So let's do this. It's going to take 5 minutes. You're going to do these poses right now, and you're going to see for yourself if you feel better. Come on, let's do this, right? And you walk them through. Hey, the first pose is child pose. I want you to get on the floor, just move your chair, okay? And you're going to get into this pose, okay? You should feel the stretch here. Walk them through each pose, okay? And whatever your thing is, walk them through those steps in those 5 minutes. And the thing is that it's got a little bit of a delight for them because they're getting some quick training, really quick, 5 minutes. You don't skip 5 minutes. It's very easy. And they're going to get a quick win, okay? So how do we put this together? How do we make this easy for them and for you, okay? To show the 5-minute video, to walk them through and make sure that they download this PDF easily, right? Do you need Dropbox? Do you need to do AWS, a bucket? Do you have to have some sort of Google Drive kind of thing? No, this is very simple, actually. With Webinar Ninja, you can upload, download PDFs all day long, okay? So, for example, I'm going to create a handout for you right now, okay, inside my webinar right now, okay? So I'm inside my webinar right here, as you can see, and I can create a handout and add any file. I can upload it from my computer, or I can add any slides or any kind of PDFs I have. So, for example, I have a checklist here for you. This is a free gift, okay? No worries, webinar checklist, okay? I'm going to add this, and I say, hey, my awesome checklist. Check this out. Okay. Now, when I create a PDF like this, okay, I'll just go full screen here, right? I can hit save. Now, I can also have a timer and say, please launch this PDF, allow this PDF to be available for a certain number of minutes after the webinar starts. Now, when we create our automated webinar for our lead part of this equation, we're going to just set it after a few seconds, maybe 5-10 seconds, because I'm just going to start the video and say, hey, you can download this right on the right in 5 seconds. You're going to see it. Open it up and watch the video and do it with me, okay? So I'm not going to do the timer. I'm just going to put it on so that you could see on your end. You're going to see this download checklist thing, and you can go ahead and do it. So simple. You could just download it on your side. So what we're going to do is make this so simple for you so you can attract these people, give them the PDF, give them the video to walk them through, get them a win, and then you're going to guide them to the next step of this funnel, next step of this system, which is what? Convert. We want to convert them into customers. So I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. So let me jump into my account in Webinar Ninja. I'm going to create a webinar and show you how easy it is to create this Watch Now webinar to put this all together, your video and your PDF. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to share my screen again and jump into my account. So I'm just going to click create new webinar. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and start what's called an automated webinar. I'm going to create an automated webinar. With Webinar Ninja, you can create all kinds of webinars. Create live webinars, automated webinars, series, hybrid, all kinds, right? But for this purpose, we just need to create an automated webinar. With the automated webinar, I'm just going to give this a title. So it's basically the title of my PDF, right? This title, right? Just going to grab this PDF title that I've created, and I'm going to go ahead and pop it into here. Now, this is going to be a free webinar, but I can make any of my webinars in Webinar Ninja free or paid. I could charge for them, which is something we'll talk about in a moment later on. And then I'm going to choose a watch now type of webinar, but I could choose different dates and times, but I want them to be able to get this instantly, okay? And then from there, I'm going to set an end date. How long do I want to run this for? So I like to run it for 3 months just to see how things are going. So let's go to the end of December. And that's pretty much it. Then you just add your video file. Now, again, you have a couple options. You could record this on your computer if you want, explaining the PDF, or you can run a live webinar separate from this and use the replay. Go to the replay and pop in the replay if you want. And then that way you have that video all set to go. It's nice and simple. But I'll just go ahead and grab a video. Here we go. And pop it into here. And I hit create webinar. All right. Once I hit create webinar, everything is created for me. My registration page, my email notifications, everything is done. I don't have to do anything. So in fact, if I want to publish this webinar, let's just make this private because it's just a test webinar. Okay. And I share it. Okay. Thank you. The webinar sessions are being published. Thank you very much. And I'm going to hit here and copy this link. I'm going to open up a new browser just so you can see. This is done. Like, there's nothing you need to do anymore. You can obviously customize this registration page to bring your colors, your branding. You can make it much longer and add sections. But there you go. People can register. And then once they register, they jump in, they watch the video, they get the PDF like I showed you. Very easy, as you can see. And if you ever need any help with this, creating your first webinar, Jenny is here to help you as a member. So Jenny can get on an onboarding call with you to walk you through it. But I just wanted to show you quickly how to put this all together for step one. So we're creating something of value. We have a great PDF. We show them how to execute this so they get a win right away. And then we create an automated webinar around that. So that way they can get the video, get the PDF, nice and simple. You get the lead and the contact. Now, the last step of the lead step of attracting the perfect lead is you have to invite them to be a customer, right? And at the end of this 5-minute video, all you have to do is say, hey, if you found this helpful, the 3 exercises for the yoga, for example, right? If you found this helpful and you want to learn more, if you want to continue to feel good about your back or feel good about your business or whatever it is, I have a program that you might be interested in. If you want to learn more about that program, sign up for a demo, right? And it's important. I like to call it a demo. I like to call it a walkthrough. Why? Because I want buyers, right? I want people that when you sign up for a demo or a walkthrough or a test drive or whatever, you are thinking about buying, right? You're not going to sign up if it's like another workshop. I want to be transparent with them. Hey, this is not me talking about something else other than my product, right? I'm trying to show, I just told you I have a program. If you want to learn more about the program, sign up here. Now, the reason why is this gives you permission to just show them and not sell them, to show them your product and services. So what you're going to do is that you're going to create an offer inside of your automated webinar and link to your next live webinar. We'll talk about that live webinar. The live webinar, I like to run a webinar every 2 weeks. And this is where I do my demos and do exactly what I'm doing right now. Okay. So right now, what I'm going to show is how you create that offer that I just talked about. So I'm going to create a new offer and share my screen and show you how you do that. Here we go. I'm going to go pop here. And as you can see, this is my offer area. I just create a new offer. So for example, I create an offer called, join my demo, and I write, learn how to feel great every day, right? With my program, right? And I can add an image to represent my product. Let's say I use this image. I can add some more copy here. I can say what I want to call this. Sign up, maybe the button text, sign up here, right? And the URL where I want to send them. Now, this would be my webinar link to the next live webinar, right? So maybe it would be like webinarninja.com/workshop. Okay. And then from there, I can choose the button color as well. If I want to change my button color or choose a different one that matches my branding, up to me. Okay. Let me just put HTTPS. Okay. And then I hit save. Okay. And now I have my offer right here. And again, I can time it. So at the end of the 5-minute video, it will go off. So I say, hey, after 4 minutes, show this so they know that it's timed. And it's very easy because you could just watch your video that you recorded and say, hey, when did I say this? Oh, I said this in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. That's what I set my timer. And it's all set to go. So as you can see, it's super simple to do this. And you're going to send them to your next live webinar. And that's where we go to the next step. So far, let me know in the chat, what was your biggest takeaway from what we have learned today? Drop it in the chat. What is your number one takeaway? Remember, we define, we create value, and we invite them to learn more about your product or service. Let me know in the chat, what is your number one takeaway so far from this? Let me know. Love it. I see some good questions popping in here. I love it. Pop in your number one takeaway. in the chat. It could just be a one word. It could be 2 words, whatever. What is the number one thing you got from today's workshop so far? Okay, we have some more stuff to talk about. I like the progression of the context plus value creation with someone. Right, exactly. We want to make sure that we're building a relationship with them when we're attracting this lead. A quick way to create value, right? And we don't want to go long because we want them to consume it quickly. Okay, we want them to just get a win with a very short period of time. Good stuff. Claude says, "Aha! The whole marketing thing became a cycle." Yes, correct. The flywheel. We're gonna get into the next part, right? Which is convert, right? Jeff, creating 5-minute videos. Love it. Sharon says, less overwhelming to create value quickly and simple PDF and short video. Yes, it's a great combination because you're walking them through what they're downloading. When you walk them through what they're downloading, they're not going to shelve this and put it on their desktop and or say, hey, I'll read this later. They'll just go through it. It's only 5 minutes. And the point here is that it ensures they get a win and you build trust with them so that they can go ahead and sign up for your demo. All right, so let's talk about, I love all the answers, guys. Let's talk about converting these people into customers. We attract them. Let's convert them now. We're inviting them to our demo webinars. Let me just ask you a quick question, because now we're going to get into what's the sales portion of the cycle, of the system, right? Of the online course sales machine, right? Do you want to make sales without being salesy? How many of you worry about sales? How you feel a little bit uncomfortable about sales, right? You feel maybe a little icky. Maybe you feel like, I'm not sure if I'm good at this, right? If this is my jam, right? It's okay to admit it. Let me know in the chat. That's the first step of us kind of overcoming all this, right? Joella, me, Jeff says, I'm the meat and potatoes of your purpose, lol, right? I want more sales without selling. I love it, Claude. Yeah. So this is very common. Don't worry about it. Okay. And by the way, they don't teach sales in school, right? They don't, like, I don't ever had a sales class, right? It's not something that comes natural to us. It's not like something that we know or have done frequently from a young age, right? So a good way to flip it, to feel better about it, to get more comfortable, is to think about, how do you buy? Right? As a consumer, right? You get sold to all the time. You buy things all the time. Why do you buy anything? Think about anything you've bought recently, whether it's a big purchase or a small purchase. Why do you buy it? Right? Why did you buy those pair of shoes? Why did you buy that car recently? Why did you buy that vacation? Why did you buy that Snickers bar? Why? Why do you buy anything? Right? Here are some prompts for you. Your phone. Why did you pick that phone? Why not another phone? Right? Because I want or need it, Sharon says. What else? Let's throw some guesses in here. Why did you buy anything? Right? Why did you buy that last purchase? Right? What made you make the decision to say, hey, this is worth my money? I'm going to go ahead and give him my card. Right? High value. Good. Because it makes life better, Adam says. Christy, because I'm too lazy to shop around, so I stuck with the same brand or item. Christy, good stuff, right? Jeff, necessary to solve my pain point. Great. Now, we're going to go a little deeper, because you want to know why your customers are going to buy your course. You want to get inside their head. What makes them buy? What makes them? Is it because they don't want to shop around? Is it because it makes their life better? Is it really? Right? The bottom line, why we buy anything, from a car to a house to a Snickers bar to a vacation, is that we perceive the value of that product to be more than the price. That's it. We perceive what we're getting is worth more than what we're going to have to pay. And once we have that unlocks, once we see, oh, this is more than what we have to pay, it's a no-brainer, we buy. Once we hit that point, this is when we buy. Think about it. If you're starving, if you're thirsty, and you're at a corner store or you're at a theme park, and a bottle of water is $8, you're like, but I'm really thirsty. It's worth it to buy the $8, right? It's not like the water is super valuable, right? It's not like this is amazing curing water, right? The value is worth more than the price, right? So the bottom line is, if you are worried about selling your course, if you're worried about, is it too expensive? If you're worried if they're going to buy, If you want them to buy, all you have to do is make sure you're showing enough value. So you have to ask yourself, are you showing enough value? Are you showing them how valuable this course is? Think about why they're buying the course. And I'm going to give you an example that's separate from the course for a moment. Why did you buy that last pair of shoes? Why did you buy that last pair of shoes? Think about the last pair of shoes that you got, whatever they were sneakers, or maybe they were dress shoes, maybe they were sandals, whatever they are, right? Did you buy them because like, oh, I need shoes because my feet would really hurt if I walk barefoot on the street. It would protect my feet from the sun. No, you're not thinking in practical terms, right? You're thinking, what you're thinking about is, I would love those shoes because they would look great with my outfit. I'm going on vacation next week, and my pictures are going to look amazing with that pair of shoes, and I'm going to put them on Instagram. It's the perceived value of those shoes. The experience you're going to have, your life is going to change with those shoes, right? It's not because, oh, the leather is great, the strap is sturdy. No, it has nothing to do with that, right? You buy it because of the experience, the after picture in your head. You're thinking, once I buy these shoes, the after picture is me wearing those shoes with my outfit, with Venice in the background, picture, I'm look great. It's the after picture that you see is why you buy the shoes. Does that make sense? Guys, let me know in the chat, okay? So we need to show enough value with our course, right? So you need to really just show what they're going to become. Your course is a transformation. People are buying a course so they can become something else, right? Not the module. They're not buying the modules. They're not buying the 100 videos. They're not buying the worksheets. They're not even buying the time with you. They're buying a result. If you can get them the result, in fact, if you can get them the result in less modules, in less videos, the brevity has value, right? So think about that for a moment. You're selling the end result, and that's what you need to show on your demo webinar. You need to show, hey, this is my course. This is what it does, right? And this is what's going to happen once you complete the course, right? These are the results it gets. And it doesn't have to be monetarily all the time. It doesn't have to be monetary results. It doesn't have to be like, hey, you're going to be a millionaire after this. No, it could be simply, hey, you're going to be a better salesperson. You're going to be a better coach. You're going to be a better something, and you could show some testimonials, or you can also just show the results that the practices you teach have helped you. Okay. So it's the results they're buying here. Okay. So you want to focus on that as much as possible. So to convert, you're going to create a live webinar, and this is going to be about an hour webinar, right? And then you're going to create an offer to link to your course inside of the webinar. I showed you already how to link to the course. And then you're going to create some follow-up emails to make sure that people become customers. A lot of people lose a lot of money. They leave a lot of money on the table because they don't optimize their follow-up sequences. And I'll show you inside of WebinarNinja how you could do that. So I'm going to share my screen again so that you could go ahead and see how I do this. Okay, so I'm going to create a webinar. Let me just go full screen on the slides here. Okay, so I'm going to create a webinar, and from here, I'm going to create a live webinar. Now, a live webinar is exactly like what we're on right now. It's like you and I, it's one session, we're live together, right? And in this live demo webinar, I'm going to walk them through, hey, this is why I created this course. This is what this course is going to do for you. Here's an overview of what this course entails, what commitment you need to make in terms of time spent and all that kind of stuff. I implore you, okay? I implore you, please do not overwhelm them, okay? It's very easy to overwhelm people when you know your stuff so well. You're like, oh, look at this module. Oh, you're going to love this. You're so proud of your baby. But what happens often is, hey, they feel like, oh, this is a lot of work. I don't know if I could do this. I don't have the time for it. So really, you just want to focus on the results it's going to get you. So let's call this my yoga program. Yoga every day for less pain. And I'm going to choose a date. Like I said, I like to do my live webinars every 2 weeks. And I will, run it for 1 hour. This looks like a good time. Maybe I want to make it at 11 a.m., right? And don't worry about, this is your time zone that's set in your account. But when they see the webinar on their side, we convert the time zone to their local time zone. So don't worry about that. We do that for you so they know exactly what time and date it is for them. And then we create webinar. That's simple. There's no video to upload because it's live, right? It's going to get shot live and recorded automatically for you. And now I have my link. Once I publish this webinar, that where am I going to put this link? I'm going to put it in my automated webinar to invite them to, right, my demo webinar. So here we go. I'm going to make this. I'm going to publish it, and I have a link now. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm put it in my automated webinar, this one right here. Go into Studio and make it inside my offer so that they can sign up. Now, as you can see, super simple, but we need to make sure that after the webinar, we follow up with them. Luckily, inside of WebinarNinja, we have email notifications built in. This is email marketing right inside that you can email the people that register for your webinar. So we have the ones before the webinar that you can edit and modify and change. And you can save these for future reference so you don't have to rewrite them over and over, right? Or you can also do ones after the webinar. If they missed it, we know from statistics, we have all the data on people that sign up, who missed it, who didn't come, who attended. And of course, you can add new notifications and create a series of emails that follow up with them. So what I like to do is run send an email one day after the webinar ends, and then send another one 2 days after the webinar ends, 4 days after the webinar ends, until I have 1 week after the webinar where I run a special promotion or offer for them to join the course. Sometimes people are going to just need reminders or need a little bit more time. I have found that I make about 25% of all my sales after the webinar in my automated emails here, right? Through follow-up emails. And you can just change the copy, as you can see here. You could change the subject line. You can say, hey, I want to send to everybody who registered or only people that attended or non-attendees. Up to you, okay? You can filter out who you want to send this to. What's great here is that we send the replay to people that registered automatically. So that way they get the replay, because some people don't watch it live and they want to watch the replay. They like what you have to say, and you have some follow-up emails that you can add. So I could just hit save, for example, and it's going to get added to my email notifications here, okay? And as you can see, I have the timing. It tells you exactly when it's going to go live. If I want to delete it, I could delete it. I could edit it at any time. Super simple, okay? So let's keep it going, all right? All right. So as you can see, those are the 3 steps to convert. We have our offer. We're going to send them to where we host our course. Hey, go ahead and buy my course. After you show them, don't sell them. All right. You're going to show them the results that you're going to get. Tell them how their life is going to be different. And then from there, we're going to retain our customers. Now that they've bought, how do we make sure that we retain them? Now, a lot of people focus on acquisition, like I mentioned, but we want to focus more on retention, okay? Because we can make more money from customers that have already bought from us because they already convinced, hey, hey, what in the world? I'm convinced that you're a good teacher. I'm convinced that you get good value. You give me good value. So just make sure that you focus on people that have already bought from you, because these people already sold on you. It's so much easier to sell to people that have built trust with you. So here's some statistics to show you the data doesn't lie. 60 to 70% of existing customers are likely to buy versus new leads. Why make it hard on yourself? Why are you going after people that are 5% to 20%? Right. So once you acquire a customer, you have to get new customers, which is a struggle. And that's why it's 5 to 20%. But once you get them, focus on them and give them more value. Okay. It costs 7 times more to acquire a new customer than to retain an old one, right? To keep this customer buying again and again. Loyal customers spend 67% more than new ones. They're more willing to spend because they know they're not going to get gypped. They know that you are credible. They know that you will deliver. Okay. Now, how do we retain these customers? Well, you can retain your customers with a monthly live webinar. This is something that we do here at WebinarNinja. We have monthly member webinars every single month where we do coaching. We share what's coming up. We talk about some features and values that basically this webinar is to remind your customers the value they're getting, and also for you to show them what else you have to offer, other things that you can give them to help their problems or pains, right? So easy. I just showed you how to create a live webinar. You're going to do the same thing again. You're going to ask them, like I just ask all the time, what's your biggest takeaway? This takes 30 seconds, takes nothing, right? To do this every so often during the webinar. And you just remind them, hey, This is the value of being a student, a customer of theirs. This is like office hours, right? And then you can make an offer, create an offer inside of this webinar, showing them your next training, your coaching, your mastermind, your event, whatever it is, right? Now, not everybody's going to buy, but the people that do want to buy, they wouldn't have bought if you didn't make an offer. This is the point. Like, you have to make the offer so that they can say, oh, there's something else I can do and improve and participate in. Awesome. I'm signing up. So run these monthly webinars. They're so powerful because it reminds people of the value that you give them. Whether they didn't take the course and they're reminded to jump back in and get the result that they wanted to get by completing the course, or they did complete the course and they get reminders on how to implement it, and they're reminded of the value that you've given them, so that when you make an offer, they're like, oh, this person delivers. I'm ready to buy. Let me know in the chat right now. What is your biggest takeaway so far? Pop it in the chat. We got a good solid 15 minutes left. Let me know in the chat. What's your biggest takeaway so far? Different from last time? Pop it in the chat. I see you guys got questions. I'll make sure to answer them. Don't worry. But now we have the full cycle: attract, convert, retain, right? We know exactly what to do to be able to build. And you can do this all with one tool. Very, very simple. You know now how to sell your course, right? The only question left, though, is will you take action? Okay. I'm going to make this very easy. Okay. Make this very easy for you. All right. Would you like to implement what I just showed you, the online course sales machine, with far greater ease? Would you like to do that? Would you like to do it with support around the clock helping you out, right? You'll be able to send emails at any time and get help from our team. Would you like to do this with easy video training and tutorials, right? And just one software tool, which is our tool, full transparency, which is WebinarNinja, which I just showed you. Here are just some of them. And I love all the great questions I'm seeing going in and all the feedback about the monthly webinar and retention. Love it. Yeah. And so I just want to convey to you that you're not here alone, right? When you sign up with WebinarNinja, you have a community behind you. You have a great team behind you, myself, Nicole, and the whole team. When you join WebinarNinja today, you're going to get automated webinars, unlimited automated webinars. The ones I showed you that are automated, that you can upload your video and your PDF and gain your new leads. So you get unlimited new leads, right? We don't charge you more for more emails or more leads that you get. You get unlimited leads, unlimited handouts, unlimited storage for your videos. So you don't have to worry about hitting any limits, okay? You get unlimited live webinars. So you can run as many demos and Q&As and coaching and those retention webinars I talked about. We record your live webinar automatically and save it into your account. You don't have to worry about storage. It's all in your account. You get unlimited landing pages and statistics, so you don't have to buy different software to get your landing pages and registration forms and all that stuff. We track all your results, track who attended, who didn't attend, who clicked on your offer, who did a poll, all that kind of stuff, okay? You also can run paid webinars with WebinarNinja, accept credit cards. We don't take any fees. We have a great integration of Stripe, so you can get paid instantly. So you can actually you could charge for a 2-hour mastermind or a 2-hour workshop, and that could be a product in itself that you could sell your customers, okay? Unlimited emails, like I showed you, timed emails, automated reminders, okay? Segmented emails based on who you want to send it to. You also get access to NinjaTown. We also have frameworks, email scripts, presentation slide templates that you can use, both Keynote, PowerPoint, Canva. We've created this stuff for you so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, okay? Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care.